Okay then, Maureen here again. Before mapping out what we have for Parkinson's and daughters in respect to dividing funds up and giving a portion to us now for caregiving. Under caregiving, I'm just going to put that as an umbrella over ride-sharing, extended physical coverage for acupuncture, which works for some people, speech therapy, exercise, in-home caregiving, driving, transportation. Well, sometimes I'm noticing, my voice, sound of my voice, and cadence, delivery. I'm a little self-conscious at times. If I could be embarrassed, I would be. And I believe really stay out there and exercise. I believe that when my knee I had surgery, and then my 2 labrums, hip surgeries, and my discs in my back are crunched like this, causing sciatica, on top of now a torn gluteus, which no one will operate on. I'm pretty limited, and before that I was high on serotonin and making my living as a physical, as a personal trainer and dancer. Okay, so the clinical trials, I had electroconvulsive therapy as a guinea pig for somebody at UCLA had a program that he decided was going to totally eradicate the Parkinson's disease and depression that I suffered from. And I, with the help of my family deciding whether we should do it or not, spent I don't even know how many weeks, it's in my diary, at Cedars-Sinai, getting electroconvulsive therapy under a man named Dr. Barry Cantor. No, Cantor was the anesthesiologist. Kramer. I'll correct that later if I'm wrong. Check in my journal. Electroconvulsive therapy wiped my memory out, had me hallucinating. Finally, under duress and imagination, it's fueled by convulsing and mixing up my brain cells. One of my brother got me out. And I have a lot of, it was like being, I remember entering the area where, and I was the youngest person there, everyone was really old, they seemed ancient to me. And it was like, my imagination took me on an assembly line into this room where this really huge man was wearing his yarmulke, and I'm not leaving out names, I'm not putting Mr. or Dr. blank, blank, blank. And the anesthesiologist telling me to go under a pink cloud, and he looked like somebody, a droid from somewhere. And I wasn't compensated. I was given an insight into really something insane. It was in a locked psychiatric ward too. It wasn't open. I mistook a counselor there for my late love, Johnny. I thought this woman was him. I could go on and on with the stories, but that was a trial, so to speak. And when I was leaving, the doctors ran after me and said, "But your Parkinson's, it's gone. Can't you see it's gone? It's gone." So that's where some of the medical community is at. The next clinical trial I had was at UCLA. And I submitted myself to a few MRIs and a couple of PET scans, an hour each. It's pretty intense. Into the MRI, PET scan, no drugs, no Valium. And then finally, a psychological examination, which stress, good stress, bad stress. You know, we talked about dyskinesia from Cinnamon, which I don't have regrets or resentments a little bit how that happened. I'll keep that for the next video. But the psychological examination, I really believe, I know that most of you might say that people have the best intentions. I'm watching some of these people work and in the medical community, and it's almost like a race to see who's going to, like it's more than to find a cure to end this, or to even make us more comfortable, but to make a name for themselves. I know that's cynical, and if they went through what we've been through, perhaps they might be as cynical. So in the next tape I'll talk about UCLA and Dr. Bordelin's clinical trial that I entered, and there were only 5 of us, and they wanted thousands of people. I think it was sponsored by the Michael J. Fox Foundation. My mouth's getting a little dry from medication. Let me get a sip of water. Thank you.